I'm MC Xander, and I'm a beatboxer and multi-vocalist. And yeah, I started beatboxing, I think, 10 years ago when I was in a band, and I was the singer of a funk rock band. And occasionally things would happen, like a bass string would snap or something, and we'd need something to fill the space. Beatboxing was always a crowd pleaser. And yeah, I think just those little segments that I did on stage, I realised how much people were impressed by it, and probably more so than the entire set that I played with my funk rock band. And I decided to develop it and keep on, making it bigger and better sounding. There's many people that believe that the voice is the primary instrument, in the sense that all other instruments are trying to make a sound which is similar or in some way mimicking the voice. And I think there's like very good, probably evolutionary reasons why that is the case, is that as humans, we've always heard voices in our marketplaces, in our fields, when people work, in our houses, when babies are born, when people are mourning their loved ones. And I think the power of the voice is such that it just takes a little snippet of like a, and suddenly something is invoked which you really have to try very hard to invoke on another instrument or a synthesizer. It has an immediacy about it. I remember the first time I heard a beatboxer doing a bass line on a really massive rig at a festival, and I wasn't even like close to the stage. I just heard it from a distance, but the kind of power that it carried was just like, I stopped dancing. I was like, oh my God, what is that? And I went towards it and I saw this guy, doing some beatbox. I was like, oh my God, it just affected me in a way that other sounds, other synthesizers just didn't. So yeah, I suppose I was always interested in people that create their entire music from the voice, not just the main vocal. If you've got a beatboxer doing a rhythm and there's a little snippet of a beatbox bass and a little kind of, all of those things we instantly recognize as human voice, and it carries something that other instruments can't carry. My style has definitely been created by knowing that I love the sound of vocals so much that I want to actually create sounds which are just sounds in themselves, that are not like mimicking other things. Like, I've never really gone into the whole trying to mimic so perfectly an 808 sort of kick, or like trying to mimic the sound of this particular bird or whatever. I mean, it's more about just experimenting with places in my voice and seeing what sounds can be created. And I think, yes, I think then you have the ability to create new sounds rather than just emulate old ones. Beatboxing has split off in 3 different branches. Really, you've got the battle style beatboxing, which is all very short bits of impressive beatbox to make the crowd go crazy. And then you've got the ensemble or choir-based beatboxing, which is just loads of people playing at the same time, making sounds together. And then you've got the loopers and people using technology to create music, normally with one person. And I think it's really good that these 3 forms have come out of beatboxing, because it used to be a lot more just the first and the second types. But now we've got 3 different very viable and interesting forms of beatboxing. Yeah, it's cool. Beatboxing is very on the cusp. It feels like it's on the cusp of something. It's like it's had its little show where it's gone, look at me, I'm interesting, and people have gone, oh, okay, that's pretty interesting, and these beatboxers have been wheeled into sort of talent shows, and UK's Got Talent, and have gone, haha, look at this, and people have gone, oh yeah, she's beatboxing. So there's that very sort of immediate kind of knowledge of what it is, but I think that's only just the beginning, because it's only really in the last year or 2, 3 years that people have started using beatboxing really musically. And I think that's really exciting. And the more that people make interesting music and interesting shows, and yeah, then the more it's going to be afforded validity by the culture that we live in and the people that we know, and my mum. I think a lot of people see, my mum included, see beatboxing as something that sort of should be done on the streets of the Bronx, or, you know, some slum in New York City, and only done by kids that are really like hip hop and things like that. Just because I suppose that's like what a lot of his origins are. But I think, yeah, obviously that's just a prejudice and not something which most of us really fit the bill to. Yeah.